Check, 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 check. Boys in blue taking on the men in magenta. We got Marty and Matt. That is Marty Kaufer and Matt Abela, the lads from Victoria in blue at the broadcast end. And they are the number 6 seeds. And they've got the first chance to attack, but can't quite get that 2-ball roll shot. And they are taking on the men in magenta, Izac, Carracher and Mark Nicolaidis, the number 2 seeds, also known as the number 3 seeds, who came second at Cobram, their first final. Bang! Matty Abela, big woo from Marty Kaufer. Happy with himself and his partner there. Big block, Izac Carracher, but he gets tooled off. We like seeing that. I myself am smaller in stature, so I'm always looking to tee off. Speaking of teeing off, the Shoalhaven Shire's got a beautiful golf course down here at Mollymook. We love it. We love it. And as we see the procession of second referee to first referee, which we've seen all morning, our second referee from the previous game is now the first referee of this game, and Petey Boy, the quads of the gods up there on the stand. Marty is very, very dexterous. He's essentially ambidextrous. He busted his wrist and thumb in consecutive years, and he had to do a lot of left-handed attacking, and it was quite interesting. We had him in here earlier talking some German smack in one of the previous games, but he's out here now doing some damage. There's a retreating blocker on Tomahawk, just a little too much from the Matt Abela bump set. Bumped into Matt Abela last night. I saw Matt Abela and Aladullah, and it was lovely. That's the end of the story. He's going inside out on that set. Might have been a little too tight for Izac, but he's done very well. And Mark Nicolaidis just goes whackety whack whack cross court, and he's done. Another winner, and they find themselves 2 points in the lead, 4-2. Great set from Matt Abela. Just let it hang there. Changing the tempo a little bit. Maybe putting Marty off just a touch. He was maybe preparing for a little bit of a quicker set. And he's just put that wide to the side as we change ends. 5 serving 2. And it's Mark Nicolaidis. Nice cross serve. Across the body, going cross court. And nicely done. We mentioned the golf courses earlier, but that was probably the tee off of the morning. Wiped and swiped. Matt Abela. Nicely done. They peg one back. He's got the serve. Little jump float. One of the elite program members in Victoria. Oh, speaking of elite, he's almost lost his hat. And we tip our respective hats to you.
They keep coming out off the baseline. They might need a longer rope. They go in deeper.
Izac Carracher. Great stretch from Mark Nicolaidis. Can he get up and go bang? He does. He did. And Marty's got it. And Matty's got it as well. What a great scramble. What's going to happen, Marty? No, can't quite get there. Outrageous point. Great scramble. Perfect for breakfast. That is so smart from Mark Nicolaidis. You might think a diving stretch is last resort on defense, but if you rewind your YouTube stream or just watch it back later, you'll see that he's actually seen an open court. His best option was to go the one ball defensive straight back over, and he found it. Perfect. Oh, Matty Abela can't quite get that one. You're watching the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour Round 2 here at Mollymook. This is Court 1. The number 6 seeds taking on the number 3 seeds, Matt Abela and Marty Kaufer, number 6, taking on Izac, Carracher, Mark Nicolaidis. New South Wales and Queensland teaming up that one. Number 3 seeds. We'll take a quick break at the first time out in the first set.
Welcome to you once again here on Mollymook Beach. You are watching the second round and the second day of the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour. Rock and roll in the elite men's competition here on Centre Court.
Back on centre court. Number 6 seeds beat Hayes and Tissot in the first round yesterday afternoon, 21-14 and 21-19. Now taking on the might of Izac, Carracher and Mark Nicolaidis. Runners-up in Cobram, they found themselves here by beating Radim Morachowski and Kyle Morley in straight sets, 21-13, 21-15. But here in the first set, it is a monster lead. 7 points before that one pegs back to 6 and we change ends. And we change ends. We're all clear here. That's a big 10-4. Breaker, breaker. Roger, roger. Under the pump, but couldn't quite handle it. Marty, he really does trust that left hand. We touched on it earlier. He's become quite ambidextrous, the big German, but couldn't quite get the control there. Controls that pass nicely, however, this time. He's got a couple of different attacks that oppositions don't often see. So whether it's the left hand, the right hand, the roll, the cut, or even what we saw, almost a roundhouse. He just delays the swing a little. Still got some power behind it, but just that little roundhouse, almost cricketer's bowling action. Only slightly, but he's just talking to Petey Boy, our first referee up there, just about maybe a reach or a different infringement. But at this time, it's Marty with the infringement on the net touch. And they're out to a 9-point lead now is Izac and Mark. There he is, showing all of his skill and dexterity there, as we touched on, with the left-handed swing into the blocker. Getting the winner for his team, and it's Matt Abela. Serving Nicolaidis. Fast set, not quite sure of that contact myself, but the pokey deep to the corner gets the job done for Nicolaidis. Oh, Matt Abela, he's a consistent performer on this national tour. He's one of the best in Victoria, taking out, I believe, the most valuable athlete on the tour. Oh, I couldn't tell you how many years ago now. It could have been last year, it could have been the year before. COVID's mucked up my sense of timing, so... Oh, speaking of great timing, Izac Carracher powers one through the middle of the blocker and defender. They go to a timeout. We'll have a quick break. 15-6. Tech timeout.
Celebrate your favourite athletes. When you jump up in the cafe, grab yourself a nice hot cup of cocoa. Or check out the South Coast Volleyball Association.
Destination New South Wales, and what a destination we find ourselves at here at the Shoalhaven Council Shire at Mollymook Beach. What a magnificent little cove we find ourselves in. Plenty to do around. Ulladulla's just up the road. There's a beautiful looking golf course here. And speaking of golf courses, we've got the biggest and beautiful, most luxurious sand trap you'll ever find yourself in here on Centre Court. There's some of my co-workers here. Nam in particular, who finds himself often in the sand. More often than David Hasselhoff. You're welcome. He appreciated that one, even if no one else did. And we're back to the Centre Court action. Izac Carracher with the ball and the honours to serve. He's going to do a standing float serve. These young lads. Gets the touch, almost a swipe. Goes over on that third touch. Block included, obviously. Wide set, block included on that one as well as he tools him off to the side. Izac knew it was coming, just tried to turn his hands back in as his response. Couldn't quite get it done. Straight after the tech timeout, nicely done from the lads from Victoria. Trying to use that slight breeze that we've got going now. It's just swirled around a little bit. So earlier it was dead calm. And just for that previous match, the previous game, we saw it going more across the court, but now it seems to have swung around and there's definitely advantage to one particular end. Carracher catches his hat, throws it away, puts the ball down, but gets outsmarted from a 2-ball over the top, beating the blocker and defender. Nicely done from Abela. What a fella. Oh, Nicolaidis gets up, goes hard, but goes out. Couldn't quite do it. It's going to be one of his more spectacular plays. Such a swing. Goes again, but just almost out-jumps himself. Just missed the timing and getting caught quite high on his wrist. No snap, no control, and goes long. After the tech timeout, the pairing of Marty and Matt have really come to the party. It's the Marty party. Still a decent deficit they got to make up, though, so let's see what they can do. They seemingly have gone to what is the bad end now, if the wind keeps its current characteristics. And Carracher crushes one cross. Alliteration aside, from everything I've just said then, we're going to move off to an Izac serve. short on the jump serve. Abela again with the tool. This time it's a tool with a roll as Carracher essentially plays at that one, or just reaching to try to gain that advantage, but it's Abela coming out on top once again. Short serve from Marty, gives himself time to get in there to block, opens up the cross court. Abela wears it on the chest, and a winner for the men in magenta. They are rocking and rolling now. Little jump serve from... Oh, nicely done. Marty Kaufer, we mentioned it earlier, but he's just shown it again. The touch, the finesse, the dexterity. Left-handed, almost an undercut, which is progressed into a desired skill trait here on the beach rather than an unfortunate haircut from the 90s. And Marty Kaufer, the Iceman, with the block.
Thanks, guys.
Whew. Couple in a row
Thanks, Izac.
for the gents that made the road trip 10 hours north. Creeping their way back here into the first set. They've got a little bit of work to do still. Carracher with the approach. Kicking goals through the block, but goes long. And we are back to a 4-point buffer. Abela and Kaufer on the march. Nice swinging little float serve. Once again, they find themselves at the bad end. He's got that up, but not before claiming some of the turf. And we will change ends with a set point going the way of Izac and Mark. Showing the signals on the back of their shorts for Mark. Izac will run in and show and go on the block, and a sad end to that that first set with a handling error from Matty Abela. And we've got ourselves the end of the first set going the way of our number 3 seeds, Izac and Mark, as we will join action here in the second set in just a moment.
Thanks for opening up your beautiful part of the world for the second round of the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour. We are men's elite competition, the best in the business.
21-15 going the way of Carracher and Nicolaidis in the first set. We're back here on Mollymook Beach, court number 1 here in New South Wales. What an absolutely magnificent setting and backdrop. And we'll join action now here in the second set. Good serve. Great hands. Nicely done. Nicolaidis rolls it and lands and celebrates before the ball even went down. He knows what he's doing out there. He knows how to place a winner. Great defensive hands. Oh, nice work, Carracher. Not quite sure he meant that over in 1 like Nicolaidis did in the last set. But effective nonetheless. Kept the ball alive, put the opposition under the pump, and came up trumps. Easy done.
Thanks, fellas.
Good swing. Defense in the right spot. Couldn't execute.
Yeah, I have, mate.
Another 16. Getting their first points.
In one of these pockets.
Must win set for these guys.
I'm not breathing on you.
Like you mentioned earlier. Hayes and Tizo with their first opponents. In Color and Kaufer, they won 21-14, 21-19. Beating the Queensland Open champions.
All right, let's go, guys.
2022. Here now battling hard against the number 3 seed. We'll say it goes.
Yeah, we need it. Thank you.
No block, Nicolaidis capitalises and crushes.
Yeah, Matty, can you grab that? Yeah, thanks, mate.
There's no denying how hard that swing was, except for the bounce.
Thanks, mate.
There's Dan Gay. The fast arm, the whippy arm for point number 4.
Line.
Hustle by Carracher. Decision
Thanks, Matty.
from Nicolaidis. Nicolaidis still in a bit of my commentary as well.
They've raced out to a 4-point buffer. Carracher and Nicolaidis. Marty Party once again. Marty Kaufer doing the damage. Just a standing, turning roll shot. Shapes up for the set, which basically sets the blocker where he needs to be, and the defender waiting for the angle to be set as well. But nobody's really looking for that short, sharp shot over the top. And that one just swings past Carracher's face and goes just long. Both teams exchanging faults, keeping the points at the same buffer as they saw themselves just a couple of points ago. Marty trots himself into the net, steps in, gets the block, but it goes out. Scramble all over the place. Like somebody dropped the pot at breakfast this morning. It's still going. And Nicolaidis does it easy in the end. The hardest, most important point of this match so far. And it's just finished off nice and easy. But it's not going to become quite so crucial being early stages here in the second set. If that was later, obviously, might have hurt just a little bit more, but it is still a 5-point deficit going the way of the number 3 seeds, Carracher and Nicolaidis. It's a nice little float serve. There's that little roundhouse attack again. Marty just a little late on the block. Couldn't quite get his arms up in time and gets tooled off.
What's that noise we hear? It wasn't touched. He missed it by a mile.
Double figures now, 10-3. Number 3 seed in a pink. Once again in control.
Carracher is essentially block and set that ball himself for his own spike. And Marty has found himself flat-footed in defense and essentially blocked it 2 meters off the net on the ground for a winner. It was an interesting turn of events. Great set from Mark, and Izac finishes it off nicely down the line. Finds that corner. Been somewhat troublesome, that corner this morning. Great hands from Marty. Matty with a swing. Mark with the easy one. And goes whack. Done. Huge swing. Much to the delight of the Mollymook crowd on the hill. You can hear the shudders going on from all the cameras. It's like courtside at the Australian Open.
Oh, yes.
Down the line, just wide. Really smart change of tempo there from number 3 seed. Couldn't convert the pressure of the Kaufer block.
Matty, can you just bring the sideline, please?
6-12.
Thanks, mate. Thanks heaps, buddy.
Nice play there, no block. Snapping a wide off the defense.
Martin, can you grab that one, please? Thank you. Thank you.
Off the block, it's good from Abela.
Matty Abela seemingly not aiming for any of the court, but gets it to his advantage just before our technical timeout in 1 point's time. They still trail by a decent deficit, but can they peg one back just before that break? Matty Abela with the serve. Little jump float straight down the middle, splits the difference. Fast set to the middle, and he can't quite do it. Mark puts that one out the back. And we're going to go to a quick break and a quick timeout. Not the quickest of timeouts, because it is the tech timeout. And we'll be back here in Mollymook in just a moment. As you can see, Manly Beach, New South Wales, 1st to the 3rd of March. This year, nominations are extended to the 21st of Feb, which is this coming Monday. That is for the Australian Junior Beach Volleyball Tour. See some of the young guns ready to rock, thanks to the Northern Beaches Council. Then, straight after, we've got the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour, the Elite and the Challenger Series at Manly Beach from the 4th to the 6th of March. Nominations once again closed this coming Monday.
Nice swing there, tagging the baseline. Again, no.
We got one. Yeah, just there. Thanks, mate.
You need a bigger bounce. It keeps coming. 14-8. Top short serve on the big man, Kaufer. Centre wide. So 15-8. Inching towards the second set of match victory.
Abela with a fist pump over the top of the back of the block. Done. Nice and easy. They've come out ready and raring to go after that tech timeout. And they only find themselves, well, it's still 6 points in arrears, which sounds like a lot. But with the momentum they're building, let's see what the Marty party's got. Oh, he's joined the party. He's set the tone. He's sent out the invites. And Izac has replied, RSVP'd, I'll be there. Marty with a float serve again. He trots his way into the net. Big block. And he gets all of the net. Looking like a tuna caught in the deep sea fisheries. Oh, he's put the cross in, but sadly we're not playing soccer. It has gone through, though. That's a pretty good goal. But great serve, splitting the difference. The old husband-wife serve. What's yours is mine, what's mine is yours. All ends in divorce. Anyway, bringing the mood back up. We've got a handsome young man in Izac Carracher, leading by a significant margin now as they etch ever closer, and that ball has gone into the block, but not the fully extended block, and can't quite get that control that he was after, and Marty takes full advantage of the hesitation from Carracher as they change ends. 11 serving 17 with our number 3 seeds in Carracher and Nicolaidis leading 1 set to love and here by 6 points. Nice pass, great hands, huge swing. Carracher, I don't know how he does it, and I'm not talking about the incredible athleticism and spiking for winners. It's the fact that he always ends up catching his hat. Marty going that 2-ball again. It's worked for him for some of the match, but probably going to the well a few too many times. The big German can't quite get it done. And it's Nicolaidis, the Greek god. One point back for Abela and Kaufer. Kaufer going the top spin serve now. He's going for broke. He's going to show all of his tricks. Gets a knuckle as he lands, but it's Nicolaidis that gets the winner. Fast shoot shot, or a fast shoot set, rather, from Carracher. And a nice little winner, bringing up match point. They've got 8 of them. Carracher staying with the float serve. Just that little jump float. Such is the way of the game these days. Abela goes short, but a little too short, and that is done and dusted. 21-12, 21-15 going the way of Carracher and Nicolaidis over Abela and Kaufer. The number 3 seeds through to the next phase of the tournament here in the second round of the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour at Mollymook.
We love having you down here. We love this beautiful part of the world. You guys have come out in force early on this Saturday morning. We crawl towards the finals Saturday afternoon, round of 16 quarters into Super Sunday semi-finals.